Hi there, my name's Alexis and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a hips class. It is rather relaxing, so if you want to do this before you go to bed as like a night routine or something, it's a really good way to bring yourself down a little bit, and you hold a lot of stress and tension in your hips, so it's a good way to release and relax before you go to bed. So we're going to start off. You're going to come to sitting on your mat and extending your legs, and we're going to come into forward fold. So in forward fold, a couple things you want to be mindful of is you want to be pulling your feet towards you, so then you're creating more tension within your legs. You get more out of the stretch that way. So inhale, exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. And inhale, if you can come a little bit further forward. Inhale and exhale. Keeping a straight back, tucking your tailbone in so you're not overstretching. How you do that is you want to activate your core. Inhale. And exhale, you can come a little bit further down if you want. And if you have more room, you can go till your full extent. Make sure that you're not going to the point of pain, just till you feel the stretch. Inhale one last time, and exhale, relax. Okay, we're going to bring our knees in. Bring your right foot onto the ground, your right knee onto the ground as well. You want your right foot directly across from your right knee. Then you're going to place your left foot on top of your right knee and your left knee on top of your right foot. So in this position, you want to make sure that you have a triangle between your legs. If this is too much of a stretch for you and you're not able to bring your knee down, then you can place a pillow or a blanket or anything that you want between there in order to create enough room for you to be able to relax into this pose. If you don't have a pillow or a blanket on hand, or you find that even if you do have one, it's still quite intense, you can place your left foot on the ground just in front of your right leg. This will release some of the tension and create more movement. If you're able to, just stay where you are. Make sure that you're activating your feet, getting the most out of the stretch. And you don't want your left foot too far back. You want it exactly over or exactly on your right knee. We're going to do a bit of a hand stretch here. So inhale, place your right hand in front of you. Place your left hand on your right pinky. Inhale and exhale, pull it down and away from you. Switching fingers, inhale and exhale, pull it down and away. You want to make sure that you're spreading your fingers apart from each other as wide as you can. Inhale, exhale, pull your middle finger away from you. Inhale one last time. And exhale, pull it away. For your thumb, you want to place the backs of your hands together and grab your right thumb with your left hand. Pull your thumb away from you and down. And release. You can do a bit of a stretch, shake out your right hand. Then we're going to do that with our left. So you're going to inhale and exhale, pull your left hand down and away from you. Inhale. Next finger, and exhale, pull it down and away. We're going to go with our middle finger, so inhale and exhale, pull it away from you. Next finger, inhale and exhale, spreading your fingers as wide as you can. Now, again, placing the backs of your hands together, right hand grabs your left thumb, pull it away and down, extending. And exhale, release. We're going to switch legs. So you're going to place your left foot on the ground directly parallel with your left knee. Then do exactly as you did on the other side with your next leg. You might find that one hip is more tight than the other, so it might be a bit different. You might have to try something that you didn't do exactly on the other leg, but normally it's pretty close. So try to stick with what you did before, but if you're not feeling it enough, then you can always change it up a little bit. Okay, so now that your right foot is on top of your left knee or on the ground, you're going to inhale and exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. We're going to do a bit of a neck stretch here. So you can place your hands in front of you or behind you, whatever you need. And you're just going to roll your neck towards the left. Releasing here, you're going to try to push your right shoulder away from you, creating more room and length in your right side of your neck. Inhale. Exhale, push your right shoulder down further, extending. And you're slowly going to start to roll your neck down towards the ground, just a little bit till you can see your foot. And you're going to stay here for a couple breaths, pushing again your right shoulder away and down from you. Inhale and exhale. Bring your neck to the center and then bring it towards the right. Again, pushing your left shoulder down and away from you, creating more length in your left side of your neck. Inhale, exhale. You're going to start to go towards the right again, lifting up further. Again, pushing your left shoulder away from you. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to move into downward dog. So you're going to come into crisscross applesauce. Placing your hands in front of you, you're just going to come up and bring your knees and your feet to the ground, coming into tabletop. We're going to inhale, come up, looking towards the sky, arching your back if you can. If not, and this is uncomfortable, just keep your back level. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to put our feet onto the ground and lift. Coming into downward dog. Inhale. And exhale, push your hands away from you. And we're going to pedal out our feet. So you're going to lift one heel as you push the other heel down towards the ground. Now coming into pigeon, you're going to lift your right leg up a little bit. And you're going to bring your right knee down between your hands. So pigeon can be a bit of a tricky pose in order to get into, or when you get into it, you can be really uncomfortable if you have tight hips. So one thing that's common in yoga is if you can't get down into pigeon, people will hold themselves up in this position, which actually just creates more stress and tension because your muscles have no place to move. So if you're at that position and you can't put yourself down, you're just going to roll onto your right hip. So it doesn't matter how far away you are from your right leg, you're just going to roll into your right hip. Now in this position, if you still want to get a bit of a stretch, you can bring your left foot directly above, kind of in line with your mat, and you want to have your left foot pointed. So this is what you're going to do as a variation to pigeon if you can't get into pigeon. If you're in pigeon, you want to make sure that your right hip is on the ground. If not, you're going to be not able to go into the stretch, and you're just going to be building up more tension and not making it possible for you to actually get further into this pose. So one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not arching your back the whole time, as you want to be tucking your tailbone as much as you can. You can place your hands on the ground if you want to go deeper into the stretch. And if you still aren't feeling it in your hip, you can bring your right foot up higher so that it's parallel with your right knee. This is pretty intense, so you want to make sure that you're not, again, going to the point of pain and that you're just going until you feel a stretch. We're going to breathe here for a couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, relax your neck. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can come a little bit deeper into the pose, releasing more tension. Inhale. Relax your feet. Place your hands onto the ground. In any variation that you're in, you can still get out of this pose the same way. So you want to have your hands on the ground. You're going to bring your left foot back a little bit more if you were in a different variation. And you're just going to lift and come back into downward dog. Again, here we're just going to pedal out our feet a little bit, getting a bit more of a hamstring stretch. We're going to do that on the opposite side, so I'm just going to switch. You're going to bring your left knee down, bringing your right leg towards the ground. Again, you can take a variation here. Bring your right leg up and have your left leg down towards the ground. One thing you want to be mindful of again is in this same position on the opposite side, sorry. You want to make sure that your left hip is on the ground. Otherwise, you're going to be not able to go into this pose and it's going to be a bit more painful than it is relaxing. So if you can do this pose fully, you're just going to keep your right leg extended. You want to make sure that you're not exactly level between your mat. You want to be a little bit further onto your right hip. If you can and you're not feeling this pose as much, you can bring your left foot directly parallel with your left knee. If you are feeling it's really intense, but you don't want to do the other variation, you can just bring your foot in. For those of you with your foot up and you're still not feeling this, you can come down onto the ground. You can also bring your elbows down in any variation that you're in. I'll show you what this looks like if you're in this variation. So if you're here, you can just come down towards your left foot. You don't want to be coming here or going towards the top because that's going to be a bit more uncomfortable and you're not going to be getting as much of a stretch. So you want to be a little bit further towards your left foot. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, start to relax, releasing a bit of the tension. Inhale and exhale. In most yoga poses, you want to try to, on every exhale, go a little bit deeper into it, even if it's just a micro movement. You just want to release a bit more tension going a little bit further, and that's how you're going to be able to become more flexible. That is, again, if you're not in pain, and if you are, then just stay exactly where you were. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands down to the ground, extend your right leg, and we're going to come back for downward dog. Pedal it out. Bring your knees down to the ground into tabletop position. You're going to walk your knees forward, sitting on your heels. Now in this pose, you just want to be relaxing here. We're going to take 2 deep breaths here before we go to lie on our back. So inhale. Exhale, try to roll your shoulders back and down, tucking your tailbone, making sure that you're not arching your lower back. You're going to be doing so. Inhale. And exhale one last time. We're going to come to on our back. So you're just going to bring your feet in front of you and lying down. We're going to bring our knees to our chest. So just bring your feet off the ground. And you can wrap your arms around your shins, and you can bring them in towards your chest, or if that's too intense, you can just leave them a little bit further away from you. We're going to do one more hip stretch before we're done this video. So you're going to place your left foot on top of your right knee on top of your left foot. Kind of like we were doing on the ground as our first pose. So if this is too intense, that's totally fine. You can bring your foot onto the ground and you can just sit here. If that is again too intense, you can bring your foot further away and do so. If you want to feel a bit more and you're able to do this, you can grab behind your thigh or you can grab your shin, depending on where you're at. If you're grabbing your shin, you can start to then pull your knee towards your chest a little bit more. Again, if you're not feeling this a ton and you want to get a bit more of a stretch and go a bit deeper, then you can bring your right elbow onto your right knee and you can start to push that away, creating more tension and pulling your foot towards you as you push your knee away. Inhale and exhale. Again, you don't want to be going to the point of pain. You just want to be going till you're feeling it. We're going to switch legs now. So you're going to do the same on the other side, placing your left foot on your right knee. Take whatever variation you did on the other side. If you can, grab your shin, start to pull it towards you if this isn't too intense. And then you can put your left elbow into your left knee if you want to go a little bit deeper. You can then push your left knee away from you as you pull your right knee towards you. Inhale and exhale. and release. You can now lie in Shavasana, or you can come out of this pose. But here's where I will leave you. Have a great rest of your day, a good evening, or a good night. Thanks for joining.